Hey, good afternoon. Road here from Sykesville, Pennsylvania. This is sort of like the gateway to Amish country, and I'm going to give you a brief walkthrough. I'm going to try to keep it short so that people can bear to watch it later. That's one. And two, so I can save battery power and, journal more video footage of my journey later, like tomorrow or something. I might not have access to electricity around here so much. So here we go with Sykesville, Pa. Cute little town. This is the park. It's very, I don't know, kind of a retro looking place. It's not all fancy and up to date. It's, there's the railroad tracks over yonder that I'm walking. I done walked 4.5 miles, I think, today, close to 5. And I didn't really expect to film. I got my big backpack stashed in the woods along the railroad tracks. And came into town to get a breakfast. I wish the audio was better. I noticed that my audio on my live feed is not very good. There's lots of birds chirping. It sounds very beautiful. Kind of like a storybook or something, you know? When somebody wakes up and they find themselves in a peaceful place, it kind of feels something like that. But that doesn't transmit through this live feed very well, unfortunately. And I cannot do a regular video because my iCloud is all jammed up and pretty much crashed. It lets me do a minute or two here and there. Then I got to clear everything and wait for it to, I don't know. Then sometimes I could trick it into giving me another couple of minutes every now and then. So here is downtown Main Street. Sykesville is around 7 miles or so south of Du Bois. It says 5 miles, but a little tip: if you're ever in the country areas of Pennsylvania, you can't exactly trust the mileage on the signs. It'll usually be a mile longer or even 2. Okay, I came into town intending to get breakfast from a dollar store. I walked in and realized, my gosh, I didn't bring any of my change that I have stashed in my backpack, my big backpack that I have stashed. So I said, well, they got a lot of these free food boxes around here, and maybe this town is like Du Bois and St. Mary's and Clearfield and Reynoldsville. They all have these free food boxes. So I says, well, let me give it a shot. Sure enough, this is where I got my breakfast from. I didn't have to spend any money, thank goodness. And I got, what did I get today? I got some cut yams, and I got some of these spaghetti rings, no meat in it. And then I got a can of black olives, and I decided to put the black olives, mix them with the can of spaghetti rings, and I was surprised at how good that actually was. Some of it's probably because I'm actually hungry. Anything tastes good when you're hungry, right? But I mean, even if I wasn't really hungry, it was actually pretty good. So yeah, black olives, just the whole black olives. I just started putting a bunch in the can and mixing it around and eating it, and it was pretty good. I was surprised. So there it is, the building that I want to have nothing to do with it. And This is pretty old looking stuff. It's very retro, you know. This is Highway 19. 119, did I say 19 or 119? 119. And Highway 119 runs from just outside of DuBois, just south of DuBois. And gosh, I don't know where it ends, but I know it runs through Punxsutawney, and obviously this town. So that's the highway we're on. I don't like walking this highway because it's kind of treacherous and stuff like that. It doesn't have much of a shoulder, and people break the speed limit and stuff. So here we are in the very center of town. I'd be surprised if this town had 2,000 people in it. Here's how a lot of apartments up there. See those apartments? That's apartments, you know, that's like how a lot of people, how apartments are up here. There's probably like 2 bedrooms. There's probably some that look pretty good up there. Here's, they're very Americana, and like paying respects to the soldiers that, you know, paid the ultimate price, as they call it. Those kind of things. They're kind of patriotic here. All right, Sykesville, PA. And there's some houses up on the hill. There's kind of like little country roads that run here and there. Now here's a sign that I kind of wanted to show. Next 7 miles, see? This is definitely the gateway of Amish country. Now there's a town, and I plan on camping out in it. It's called Stump Creek, and it is like 3 miles south of here. And I might have to go a little further because I plan on camping out at the south side. And then tomorrow I'm gonna get. They have an Amish store there. Hello, how you doing? Faith Abdul Hakim. What am I doing? I'm just journaling my walking journey through the Amish country of Pennsylvania. This is Sykesville, Pennsylvania. Now, isn't that like a Norman Rockwell painting right there? Old barbershop. Very Norman Rockwell-esque. Now I'm gonna be heading out of here. I'm gonna be shutting the video off before too long here. Now look at this. Now, is that a cute apartment right there? Oh my gosh. That's cute. Well, this probably goes for another mile or something, maybe. There's probably around 2,000 or so population. I probably should have checked. But that's about it. Yeah, well, I guess I am near the end of this video, and I plan on making a video tomorrow in Big Stump, and that is definitely Amish country down there. This is the gateway to the Amish country, or the vestibule, or the corridor. There's definitely Amish in the outskirts of this town, for sure. But they're not too many. When you get about 2 miles south of here, 3 miles south, there are definitely Amish houses that you can see along the road, and they got their buggies parked, and there's no electricity in the houses and stuff, so. Yep, well, I had a wonderful breakfast. Compliments of the kind-hearted people of Sykesville who leave donations in their free food box. Thank goodness. the spaghetti rings with black olives, pitted black olives, of course, mixed together in the can. Oh, I love it. I recommend it. Gotta try it. All right, well, I think this is about a long enough video. And I guess my friend Chris from Australia will have to see this later. And anybody else who comes on later, you know who you are. God bless you all. Oh, look at that old Pepsi machine. Wow, that's cool. Don't see them anymore in that old condition. Reminds me of the Pepsi machines I saw when I was a kid. We'd always try to find a way to get to sneak a Pepsi out of there, you know what I mean, for free. I remember those days. All right. Let me see how much time I got. 11 minutes, that ain't bad. And there's definitely a little more to the town. This is very, very brief. And like I say, there's little country, you know, roads that kind of branch out into the woods, and the town kind of, you know, there's a lot of houses that are kind of built into the hillsides and, you know, along the country winding roads that lead out of town in different directions, you know. I'm not sure how the people are per se. I haven't had too many dealings with them, but I don't know, they seem pretty down to earth. The energy seems mostly down to earth, very Americana, almost seems a little like Norman Rockwell. But I will say, the thing I feel here is the same thing I generally feel in most of Jefferson County, is there's always this big brother is watching you and kind of breathing down your neck, and the citizens will call the cops under, you know, that sort of stuff, and getting kind of a jam, you know, over real small infractions. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong, but it's just a feeling that I've always had in Jefferson County. But I'm going to try to branch out from Clearfield and Elk counties and try to be more inclusive of Jefferson County. And there's the park one more time. And they actually had the bathrooms open, and there's actually a mirror. How often do you see a mirror in a public bathroom in a park, you know, like a public park in a town? Usually there's no mirror. And if there is, it's all scratched up and it's metal or something, you know, it doesn't. But yeah, it was a real mirror, and it was actually a really nice one. I went in to use the bathroom just to go pee-pee real quick after my my breakfast that I ate in the park. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like a real mirror. You gotta be kidding me. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy the walkthrough. And I think it was a pretty cool addition to Noah Road Stealth Camping Journey 2025. And I guess I'll leave it on this note. Here is the river. I think it's called the Stump Creek. And this is where I walk. I came from that way coming this way, 4.5 miles or so. They actually have mile markers on the railroad tracks. And I'm going to keep continuing on that way down to Stump Creek. And I plan on taking a bath sometime today, because I tell you, my legs are scratched up. I got dirt and grime in them. A little bit of dirt and grime is going into my hiking boot. And I'm just darn sweaty. All right, y'all. With that said, Noah Road. Over and out from Sykesville, PA. The vestibule, or the gateway, to Amish country. Over and out for now. Hopefully till tomorrow. I'll upload a video from the Bent and Dent store, which is an Amish store in Stumpville. That's what I intend to do if all goes to plan. Over and out for now.